More than 10 years after the occasions of the main film, the film starts with Jake Contaminate portraying his unobtrusive and tranquil life as head of the Omaticaya faction and raising a family with his significant other Ney'tiri, which incorporates his children Ney'tiri and Lo'ak and his little girl Tuck, his embraced little girl Kiri, brought into the world from effortlessness Augustine's sluggish Gnostic symbol, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch who was brought into that world on Pandora yet couldn't be shipped to Earth in cryostasis as a baby. Jake can acknowledge insect as a took-on child. Ney'tiri is wary of him given his human beginnings. Notwithstanding, every one of the kids blend and mingle well with one another including Insect, whom Kiri is warm with despite the fact that he is a human. Bug doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more lean to Gnostic's culture and customs. They have a typical existence until one day they notice an unusual star in the night sky. Sadly, they understand it's a RDA space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another super working base once more, making huge obliteration Pandora. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Gnostic's body and with his recollections transferred from before his demise. Subsequently, Quaritch can't recall his downfall because of Jake yet is simply ready to remember the occasions before and his vindictive mission to wipe out Jake. To keep the RDA from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the RDA supply lines, debilitating them. In one of the tasks, Lo'ak, who defies Ney'tiri and is anxious to show what him can do as a Gnostic's fighter, attempts to help Jake in fight however is injured. Jake saves and trains him to not jeopardize his own security by being foolish. That evening, while at the same time watching out for his injuries, Ney'tiri smoothly reminds Jake to be not excessively unforgiving with Lo'ak, to which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the security of his youngsters. In the meantime, the retaliatory strike on the RDA supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a pursuit mission to kill Jake. During an energetic endeavor, Jake's kids alongside Insect investigate further into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are in the area investigating the site where Quaritch finds his human remaining parts. An attentive Lo'ak sees their presence and rapidly illuminates Jake. An encounter follows and Quaritch's crew catches Jake's kids. Jake and Ney'tiri show up in time and free the majority of them, yet Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, the RDA attempts to force data about Jake from Bug, whom declines. Evolving technique, Quaritch tends to Bug as his child and furthermore to make sense of more about the Gnostics in return for his opportunity on his side. Despite the fact that unhelpful and ignorant about Quaritch's real mission, Bug shows Quaritch Gnostic's culture. Quaritch is likewise effectively ready to tame an Ikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the risk, Bug's information on his whereabouts stances to their security and furthermore to keep away from another fiasco, Jake persuades a hesitant Ney'tiri and his family to oust themselves from the Omaticaya group and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Mekayina, a coral reef island whose faction and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's oceanic territory. Jake gives his main mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Mekayina. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the tribe boss Tanawari and his better half Ronald, who is suspicious of them at first. Notwithstanding, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen scorn Jake and his youngsters for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef individuals, gaining the appreciation of them. Kiri is interested with the oceanic existence of Mekayina and fosters an otherworldly bond with the ocean and its animals, while Lo'ak gets to know Syria, the little girl of faction boss Tanawari and his better half Ronald. Quaritch starts to severely scrutinize the native clans about Jake, so while adjusting to their new climate, Lo'ak gets into a battle with Syria's sibling Aonung when he pokes a rough fun at Kiri and him of their blended human genealogy. Jake advises his child for his way of behaving. At Jake's demand, WHICHJake gets back to apologize to Aonung and his companions. Be that as it may, they captivate him to an outing into the region of a perilous ocean hunter, the Akula, and leave him abandoned in retribution. The Akula attempts to go after WHICHJake. Be that as it may, WHICHJake is saved by and gets to know Payakan, a tulkun, a clever and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Metkayina think about their profound family. WHICHJake can speak with Payakan through marking and eliminates an old spearhead from the monster's right blade. Upon his revisitation of Metkayina, Boss Tanawari, who became mindful of Aonung's deceiving of WHICHJake, requests that the previous apologize to WHICHJake. Nonetheless, WHICHJake assumes the fault himself, winning Aonung's kinship. He is additionally informed that Payakan is an untouchable among his species. In the interim, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, yet experiences a rough seizure. She is recuperated by Ronald. However, when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Quaritch can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Bug with him, he seized a whaling vessel which is hunting tulkuns to reap their cerebrum catalysts for making hostile to maturing cures. Bombing that, he arranges the whaling group to wantonly kill the tulkuns to draw Jake out. WHICHJake intellectually interfaces with Payakan and discovers that the tulkun was projected out in light of the fact that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Metkayina learn of the tulkun butchers, WHICHJake takes off to caution Payakan, trailed by his kin, Cyria and Aonung. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and WHICHJake, Kiri, and Tuck are caught by Quaritch. With their kids in harm's way, Jake, Ney'tiri, and the Metkayina set off on a mission to stand up to the people. Quaritch powers Jake to give up. However, seeing his spirit sibling jeopardized, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills the greater part of the group and fundamentally harms the vessel, making it sink. Medium salvages WHICHJake an insect, however is lethally shot. Jake faces Quaritch, who involves Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Ney'tiri does likewise with Bug, Quaritch at first denies his child, however ceases when Ney'tiri cuts Bug on the chest. Jake, Quaritch, Ney'tiri and Tuck end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Quaritch into obviousness and is safeguarded by WHICHJake and Payakan, and Kiri brings ocean animals to help her save Ney'tiri and Tuck. Insect finds and safeguards Quaritch, yet passes on him because of his savagery towards the Nausicaa and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man, driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones. After Medium's burial service, Jake and his family choose to for all time stay with the Metkayina.